On the 18th of March 2017, the then Lagos State Governor in the person of Ambode announced the construction of the Fourth Mainland Bridge. The bridge was set to be a 38-kilometer long bridge project, which was planned to connect the Lagos Island by the way of Langbasa and Baiyeku across Lagos Lagoon to Itamaga in Ikorodu. Interestingly, this construction project was set to put Lagos State at the top of the continent. Why? Well, take a look at this. It says the Fourth Mainland Bridge in Lagos, Nigeria will become Africa's second longest bridge when it opens. To construct one of the longest bridges in Africa, it simply means that more money, more capital, more finances will be poured into this mega project. So the question here is, how much do we need to construct this project in Lagos State? Take a look at this. Based on estimated blueprint, it will cost the Lagos State government at about $2.5 billion to construct this massive mega project in the state. To better understand this, we had to research and look for other projects in the world that cost about 2.5 billion naira. Well, we found one. The Romanian motorway project also cost $2.5 million. And also the expansion of the Madrid International Airport also cost $2.5 billion to complete and activate. So who is going to fund this project in the state? Well, take a look at this. On the 1st of November 2023, we received a clear reportage from the cable where it states that a Cairo-based African export bank known as Afrexim Bank and Access Bank Nigeria had shown massive interest in the project. How? These banks deposited $1.3 billion, which is more than half of what's needed to construct the Fourth Mainland Bridge in Lagos State, Nigeria. Interestingly, part of this money will be used to develop a creek and expand its light rail network in the state. Interestingly, the moment the $1.3 billion was secured, series of construction firms started showing interest. But the state government had picked one already. He picked a Portuguese company known as Motor Angel Group and 2 Chinese ventures. These are the construction groups that will see to the perfection, completion and execution of this mega project situated in the state. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Lagos State government did something very, very intelligent to make sure everything works out well for both parties. And that is why he went for a strategy where the bridge will be built under a public-private partnership, meaning that the construction companies would bear part of the cost of the project. It is also expected that motorists will pay tolls on the bridge, and the money collected from motorists and users will be used to pay off the loans acquired to build this mega project. But as we speak, this construction project is facing a series of challenges. To better understand this, we had to map out an illustration. Well, take a look at this. This is a blueprint and this is the full coverage of this bridge showing right now on your screen. If you look closely at the right hand side of your screen, then you should see that a lot of existing structures will prevent or will be a challenge to execute this project massively. Well, what is the possible solution? To make sure that this project comes out clean and comes out very well, a lot of structures around it, around the part of way, will be demolished to achieve this simple objective. Well, that is why the Lagos State government had to make a clear announcement. In that announcement, they claimed that a lot of buildings and structures will be demolished so as to achieve this project. So the question here is, how many buildings and residential houses will be demolished to achieve this construction project? Well, to get your answers, you have to take a look at this, where it states 800 houses. Well, 800 houses to be demolished for the proposed Lagos Fourth Mainland Bridge. This is too much. But then at the same time, the Lagos State government created a scheme for compensations so that any individuals, if you own a property along the right of way of this project, you'll be compensated when the demolition kicks off, in essence. This announcement did not sit well with a lot of property owners along the marked area. Some claimed that the government will never compensate them. Some claimed that the government won't give them the exact value or the cost of their buildings and structures in compensations. Well, this created a lot of controversies, a lot of uproars in that area between the government and the residents. But one thing we know for sure is 800 houses is actually too much for a construction project. Well, to better understand why the project is very gigantic and why buildings amounting to 800 needs to go down, well, take a look at this news publication where it clearly states that Lagos says Fourth Mainland Bridge will traverse 5 local government areas in the state. Property prices might increase. Interestingly, after receiving the total amount of houses that will be demolished and receiving that news publication, we had to dig deep and see the buildings, the structures, and the properties that the Lagos state government has marked for demolition. Well, showing right now on your screens are pictures of this property. As you can see, this property, some of them cost millions and billions of naira to build and develop. Some of these buildings are great assets both in the construction and in land. So it's only fair that the Lagos state government actually compensates the individuals and the owners of this property accurately and properly. But the question here is, has the compensation program or the scheme started or kicked off in essence? Well, we don't know, but we received a news publication around 28th of September last year where it states owners of structures affected by Lagos Fourth Mainland Bridge will be compensated by the state government. We are yet to see anyone come out and give proofs that they've received their compensations. One of the biggest questions on everyone's lip is, has this project commenced or kicked off in essence? Well, take a look at this. The Fourth Mainland Bridge construction to commence by March or April of 2024. This announcement was made by the Lagos state government at about January of this year. But right now we are in August, and so far so good. There are little or no traces that constructions have begun in that part of Lagos state. This project is very, very important to both Nigeria and the government of the state because it's going to create a lot of jobs opportunity. It's going to bring and draw tourism into the state, which will therefore boost the economic stimulus of that same state. It's going to ease the heavy traffic congestion in Lagos and also help for easy transfers and easy movement of goods and services within the state. So you see, this construction project is going to be a massive one when it gets completed. And based on the blueprints of this mega project, it's going to somehow, some way link the Lekki International Airport that will be built on the Lagos Island. Well, this is going to be a massive and gigantic project that will boost Lagos State in all ramifications. Well, if you find this video very interesting, please do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications.